Abydos leží poněkud stranou od těch hlavních egyptských turistických atrakcí a přece stojí za návštěvu. Osirion, chrám faraona Setyho s důležitým seznamem všech, tedy skoro všech předchozích faraonů, ale i chrám Ramsese II., syna Setyho.
Here, and it's a welcome gesture. Very beautiful images in the collection that were collected in 1915. Two fragments of female offering bearers with hieroglyphs that indicated it was from Ramses II. And the minute I looked at them, I said, oh, these are from the Ramses temple at Abydosu. So we had a student coming to work in Egypt that year, a graduate student at Johns Hopkins, and I sent her with the photographs, and she walked right here, and boom, one fragment goes here, and it's cut here, and the other fragment goes there. So very sad, right, that these got looted in 1915, and should they be here? Yes, they should be here. You can see here a very fresh break.
Yeah, exactly.
So this head was looted. Osiris and Horus, the same way that the king's father and the king's son are reflected. So it's that mutuality of the mythological and the historical that's. So what we have are images of deities who usually have animal heads, who are here shown with human heads. So we have the frog goddess Hecate, who's the goddess of childbirth, because frogs, you know, very prolific with the number of tadpoles they give birth to. So the frog goddess is just shown as a beautiful lady here, Hecate, the lady of Abydos. And then here, Anubis, the lord of the necropolis, the sacred land, is not shown as a jackal, as we're used to. But why really is this? It's because the Egyptians didn't think that gods had one particular form. The god could be in a human form, it could be in a mixed animal-human form, or in a pure animal form. We saw that with Thoth as a baboon, right?
Ramses II. Si udělal jméno jako vojevůdce, když se prohlásil za vítěze bitvy u Kadeše. Egypťané šli do boje proti Chetitům ve 4 oddělených divizích. Čelní divize zachytila 2 místní, kteří tvrdili, že Chetité Kadeš opustili a vracejí se domů. Egypťanům to na chvíli udělalo radost, než ovšem chytili 2 další místní a ti naopak ujišťovali, že velké chetitské vojsko je schované za Kadeší a je připravené napadnout Egypťany. A přesně tohle se stalo. Egypťané nakonec skoro jako zázrakem odvrátili strašlivou pohromu a výsledek bitvy byl pro ně celkem přijatelný. Bylo to však vítězství, jak tvrdil celý svůj život Ramses?
Between the army of the Hittites and the Orontes.
So instead of just having a hieroglyph of a standing man, they make a hieroglyph because it's talking about the Hittites that shows a standing Hittite with a staff or spear and his figure 8 size style shield, which you'll see in the battle scenes. And here, the enemy who's bound and with his legs painfully stretched out is a Hittite. It's not a yoga pose.
Here he's blowing into the trumpet for victory tones. And these are the Egyptian armies. And look at them with their very distinguished round-shaped shields and axes and swords in hands. And they're marching by the river, the Orontes. You can see the Orontes in the water.
Their arms are broken and hanging uselessly. It's very, very brutal treatment of captives. Broken arms over the head.
The dislocated shoulders. Look at the way that they show the Hittites. Look at them. Their hairstyle, their facial features, the receded hair a little bit here.
This battle wasn't fought in Turkey, the Hittite heartland. It was fought in Syria at Kadesh on the Orontes River. So you have Syrians here too, prisoners. So you'll have local Kadesh people, and then you have the Hittite soldiers. So remember, this is a battle fought between two superpowers, Egypt and the Hittite Empire in Turkey, on the ground of Syria. Look how the Hittites have 3 to a chariot. The Egyptians only have 2.
Here you can see the 3. The Egyptian army using their bows and arrows and throwing their spears against the enemies, and then the enemy is scattered all around in a chaotic way.
And so Aleppo, Halab, sent its prince and his army to fight alongside the Hittites because they were tributaries or vassal states of the Hittite Empire. So the prince of Aleppo is being taken out of the water and he's dead. It's too late for him. His eye is a slit and you can see his long wet hair dripping. Look how this Sherdan mercenary, sea people mercenary, is pulling back the neck of this guy and he's got his sword and he's about to slice his head off or slit his throat. And this guy's, he's holding onto his arm and his hair is hanging down, that same long hair we saw wet. And by the way, these guys, we think they are from what's now Sardinia. So they're island forces, the sea people, peoples of the sea, as the Egyptians call them, are the island forces of various island nations in the Mediterranean. So Sardinians is the way to understand them. And the Egyptian chariot has a sunshade because it was hot, right, and sunny at war. And in Tutankhamun's tomb, my Japanese colleague recently identified one of the things that we never knew what it was as the chariot sunshade of the pharaoh. So in the Grand Egyptian Museum, they're going to reconstruct it. They lied about the location of the Hittite forces, so they're being beaten to confess. Okay, they're actually behind the city of Kadesh, and they're waiting for you. And that's the pharaoh then thinks, well, what are we going to do? Because all of our forces are further back. They're nowhere near us. The different divisions, the division of Amun, the division of Ptah, the division of Ra, and he was at the front with the royal division. And he says that in battle, it was only with the help of appealing to my father, the god Amun-Ra, that I was able to save the day, fighting alone, with my charioteer alongside me, and shooting all these enemies single-handedly, then I was able to save the day.